What's up, you guys, and welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. My name is AmandaMarie, and over here I love to discuss all things fragrance. So if you're into smelling good, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bells. That way you don't miss out on any of my videos. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my top 10 most seductive fragrances. These type of videos are always difficult for me because I feel like, number one, I have a lot of fragrances in my collection, and number two, I feel like all of my fragrances are somewhat seductive in some shape, form, or fashion. They're not all like go-getters, beastly, super like sexy fragrances, but I feel like they do carry a hint of seduction. But I went through my collection and I tried to pick some fragrances that, number one, I don't talk about all the time, because y'all know when I like something, and I have a tendency to talk about them over and over and over again. That's just me. I think when I find something fabulous, I just have to share it with everybody, okay, all the time. The first couple of fragrances I'm going to mention, I've had them for a while, and I've bought them multiple times. So I'm giving you something kind of like in the middle, you know what I'm saying? Fragrances I've had for probably about 3 or 4 years now. And then towards the end, I'm going to give you fragrances that I've recently added into my collection over the last year, even down to the last couple of weeks, okay? That I think are very seductive and very just, ooh, very sexy. You know, if you're going for that type of feel, like if you're going on a date night and you want something a little bit more seductive, a little bit more than what you would normally wear on your day-to-day. That's what these type of fragrances are going to be. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so like I said in the beginning of the video, I am going to mention these two fragrances, which I feel like I've talked about before. I've not like beat them or ran them in the ground, but I've definitely talked about them several times on the channel. I just feel like in this type of video, like I have to mention them because they're oldies but goodies. You can buy them anywhere. That's another thing. When I was thinking about this video, I wanted to pick fragrances that I felt like you guys could actually get your hands on, that you don't have to order them. You know, they're not coming from like Italy or, you know, nowhere crazy. Like you could actually walk into a store and buy them. I don't know if you can walk into a store and buy this one, but you definitely can get it from any discount website for probably $25, less than $40. I know, less than $40. And this is Calvin Klein's Euphoria. Listen, I know this fragrance came out in like 1999 or something crazy like that. It's definitely was released in the 99s and the 2000s, but when I am talking about seductive fragrances, this fragrance has never steered me wrong. The amount of compliments that I have gotten when I've worn this fragrance, even right now to this day, is unmatched. For this fragrance to have been released a long time ago, I still feel like it has a uniqueness about it. You know, it's different, and it was different back then when it first came out, to be honest with you. Just a really good scent. It is affordable. This fragrance is very nostalgic for me. I've had so many great memories wearing this fragrance. I think it is really unique. It's just a fragrance beyond its time when it was released. It smells like very niche to me, very different. You know, I do feel like some people will probably think like, oh, it's so worn out, everybody wore it back in the day. But I think fragrance is a good fragrance anyway. It's just like a vintage piece. Why would you not pull it out and wear it? And I guarantee you, nobody is going to know that you're wearing Calvin Klein's Euphoria unless you tell them, you know what I'm saying? Or unless, you know, they used to wear it back in the day too. But I feel like this fragrance is very seductive. For me, it is that warm, very kind of sweet, fruity, unique smell. I love the mahogany in this fragrance. It's a woody note, but it sits more on the sweet side to me, a little dark. There's also some whipped cream in here. I think it's a really great scent, very affordable, and I think it's very seductive. So I had to put this one, it's an honorable mention, but I had to mention it because we're talking about seductive fragrances here, right? Right, Calvin Klein's Euphoria. Next honorable mention is Chanel Chance. I think this fragrance is absolutely gorgeous. It is very seductive to me. It is very, it does have a little bit of a mature vibe. So does the Euphoria, I think, has a little bit of a mature vibe. It's very classy. I have so many fond memories of this fragrance. I think it is just very womanly, you know what I mean? It's warm, it's musky, it's woody, it's a little powdery, and again, I think it is very seductive. When I wear this fragrance, I feel like I can just ask for whatever I want and it's gonna be given to me. I don't know why. Maybe that's been my experience in the past when I've worn this fragrance. I just feel like it's just irresistible. Like, men just get weak when they smell this fragrance, and I just have a lot of fun memories with this. Probably one of my favorite Chanel fragrances ever. I had to mention these two in the beginning as honorable mentions because I think they're really great fragrances, and again, you can find them anywhere, very affordable. I know this one is going to cost you less than $50. This one is probably going to run you, man, this is Chanel, so this is probably going to run you a little bit over $100, but you probably can find it somewhere on the discount websites for the low. So yeah, check these two out. Okay, the next one I have here is from the house of Killian, and this is Good Girl Gone Bad, but this is the extreme version. I think the original Good Girl Gone Bad is in a black bottle. I'm not sure, but I have that one in a travel size. I didn't pick it up in a full size bottle. This was my very first Killian purchase ever. I fell in love with Good Girl Gone Bad. Good Girl Gone Bad, in my opinion, is still my favorite from the house of Killian. The tuberose in here is just simply gorgeous. I'm not a big fan of tuberose. In all honesty, I'm not a big fan of white floral notes, but the tuberose in here is just so sexy, so good. It just doesn't smell like your regular tuberose to me. It smells exotic, and I don't know if it's because it's mixed in with the osmanthus and the jasmine. I'm not sure, but I absolutely love the way the tuberose comes off in this fragrance. This fragrance smells woody. It smells a little earthy. It smells warm. You get a lactonic vibe from the milky note here. It's just good. And one day I was in the garden area at Walmart, and the wind just picked up my scent and sent it halfway across the garden, and this woman was like, oh my God, someone smells so good over here. And I was like, that's me. And I was wearing Good Girl Gone Bad Extreme. I absolutely love this. I've worn this on a few date nights. I am gonna pick up the original Good Girl Gone Bad in a full size bottle because I feel like I want both of them, because ultimately they do smell the same, but there's just a few different little differences between the two, and I think that the differences are enough for me to justify having both bottles in my collection. I honestly do, but ultimately they do smell the same. But yeah, this is a good one, guys. Good Girl Gone Bad by Killian Extreme. So we have here Milano by Fragrance du Bois. A very fruity opening with orange, saffron, thyme, bergamot. There's some olibanum, jasmine, some leather, musk, and amber in the base with the little woody notes and vanilla. I don't have a lot of experience with Fragrance du Bois fragrances. I feel like I've sampled Oud Jaune, I believe that's how you pronounce it, and I've sampled a couple of them, and I do like the brand. I wish that I had more of their fragrances in my collection. Unfortunately, this is the only bottle that I have because they are pretty pricey. But for my first Fragrance du Bois, I feel like Milano was a really good choice. This is the type of fragrance I could definitely wear all year round, especially like, even though that leather note is really leathering in this fragrance, I still feel like I could pull it off in the summertime because of the heavy fruity notes in the top. I think the saffron in this just really gives this fragrance that nice spice. In addition to that very sexy leather note, it has a very come hither vibe. It smells very attractive. It just draws people in. Whenever I wear this, people are just drawn into me. They're always asking me what I have on because it smells very seductive. In my opinion, kind of have the same DNA as like a Yerba Pura by Xerjoff. And I do like that one. It also reminds me of a fragrance from Al Haraman, the Amber Oud Gold Edition. It has that type of vibe, just like a very sweet, fruity, warm, spicy, leathery vibe. That's what I get from this fragrance, and I think it is uber sexy. Wearing something all black and I'm going on a date night, this is one that I would definitely pull for. Again, this is Milano by Fragrance du Bois. So I know a lot of people are not necessarily into like skin scents, your skin but better, second skin fragrances, but I happen to be the type of person that adores second skin fragrances. I think there is absolutely nothing more sexier than smelling like my boyfriend's t-shirt. Just it's something about that skin, like a fresh, clean, sexy skin scent that I absolutely love. So I do want to mention one of my favorite skin scents ever, and that's gonna be from the house of Le Labo, and it is Another 13. As y'all can see, I do have a nice little dent going on here in this fragrance because I love it so much. This is definitely one that I would keep in my collection. It is a lifer. I just love it. It's the type of fragrance I could wear anytime. I don't have to think about it. I know I'm gonna smell great. For this to be a skin scent, it lingers. And I think that's my favorite part about this fragrance is the fact that it has a beautiful scent trail and it just lingers. I can go from room to room to room and my scent just kind of stays behind. It's magical. I don't know how they do that, but it's just magical to me and I love it. And again, I feel like it's nothing more sexier than a beautiful skin scent. You have pear, apple, a little citrus. You have ambrette, which is like a musky note. You have moss, jasmine, and in the base you have Iso E Super and ambroxan. Okay, in my opinion, ambroxan, which is a synthetic note, it does mimic like a woodiness. Iso E Super also mimics a woody, kind of fresh woody skin scent, kind of like your skin in the sun type of feel. And I absolutely love this fragrance. I love it so much, y'all. It is just so beautiful. I really didn't know that they could capture that your skin but better smell in a fragrance until I smelled Another 13. Another 13 actually is what made me kind of go off in this whole your skin but better tangent last year. Even though I've had this fragrance for a while, I kind of wanted to have a collection of nothing but your skin but better fragrances, which is kind of redundant because they all kind of have a tendency to like smell the same, but it's just a smell that I just can't get enough of this. I can't get enough. If you're into those type of fragrances, like a skin fragrance, you'll like Another 13. Now, if you feel like Another 13 is out of your price range, like you just refuse to spend that on a fragrance, try Juliet Has a Gun, Not a Perfume. Is it Superdose? I believe it's called Superdose. Either one, the original or Superdose. I think would get you really close to Another 13. But this is one of the most seductive fragrances I have in my collection. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Another 13. We all know who she is, okay? Parfums Delina Exclusive, y'all. My dent is like right here, okay? Right here. She's right there, okay? I've been wearing this fragrance out, and I'm not a huge fan of rose. This is probably the fragrance that made me change my mind about rose. For me, it is a sweet vanillic rose with a little bit of spice, and maybe a little bit of incense, maybe a little bit of smokiness, maybe a tinge. But it is absolutely gorgeous. It dries down very sweet and powdery on me. I love the rose here. The rose is gorgeous. It's beautiful. What can I say? If you don't have Delina Exclusive, this is your sign to get it, honey. Especially if you're into rose. I think you will absolutely love this fragrance. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I think it is one of the most seductive fragrances I have in my collection. Y'all gonna hear me use the word seductive a lot in this video. I'm just letting y'all know. Okay, I want to say I blind bought this because I was watching somebody's YouTube video. Who knows, but I'm pretty sure this was a blind buy for me, and I was very nervous when I first got it and smelled it because I did not know what to expect from this. This fragrance, I want to say, shocked the hell out of me. Wasn't expecting it to be so damn sexy. It really is. Oh, let me tell y'all the name of this fragrance before I just start going on. This is Mancera's Red Tobacco, and it is absolutely one of my favorite fragrances from Mancera. I actually have 2 other Manceras in my collection and a few decants. Mancera is a brand that I actually do enjoy quite a bit. I really do. But Red Tobacco, honey, it surprised me a lot. I think this fragrance is just, it has this big presence. It has a very big presence. I mean, you gotta be prepared. You gotta be ready. This fragrance is over the top. It is over the top. It is warm. It is spicy. It is sweet. It's woody. You gotta be ready. That's all I'm gonna say. You gotta be ready and be prepared. And I can't be responsible for what happens when y'all wear this fragrance. I just cannot, honey. I cannot. But what we have here is cinnamon, oud, saffron, nutmeg. We have patchouli, jasmine, tobacco, vanilla, amber, woody notes, musk, vetiver. It is just jam-packed with a lot of heavy hitter notes here. And I absolutely love it. Love this. It is just, it's a head turner, okay? It is a conversation starter. It's all the things. It is all the things. It is simply beautiful. Definitely one of my favorite wintertime fragrances that I absolutely love. And it doesn't take a lot. It really doesn't. I think with this one, 4 or 5 sprays max and you are good to go. It doesn't take a lot. But it is beast mode, you guys. It really is. This is definitely one of my heavy hitter fragrances in my collection. But it is very sexy, very appealing, very crowd pleasing. It's just good. I haven't smelled the Intense. If you guys have smelled the Intense, comment down below and let us know which one is better, the original Red Tobacco or the Intense. Greenwich Village by Bond Number 9. I haven't been to Greenwich Village, I don't think. Is this what it's giving? Let me know down in the comments, because if it is, I could totally see myself living there. But this fragrance is just very feminine to me, very pretty, and it just has this very tropical-esque feel to it. It is just so pretty, and it lingers for days. When I tell you, this is probably one of the most longest lasting fragrances I have in my collection. When I first got it in the mail, it kind of leaked a little bit, not much, but I kept smelling this fragrance all throughout my apartment, and I was like, what is that? It was Greenwich Village, and the smell, y'all, lasted for about 4 weeks, no lie. This thing has a lasting power on it that's just crazy. In this fragrance, you have lychee, cassis, mandarin orange. In the middle, you have water lily, peony, jasmine. In the base, you have ambroxan, praline, musk, vanilla, and oak moss. I love oak moss in fragrances. Oak moss has a little bit of a, not necessarily an aquatic smell, but just a wet, mossy, almost green smell to it, almost, but not aquamarine, okay? But it does give me a feel of aqua, like water. And then in addition to that, water lily, which kind of adds to the aquatic smell here, along with the lychee. I think it gives the fragrance a very tropical vacation in a bottle type of feel and smell. I definitely feel like I could be sitting by the beach with a nice little drink in my hand wearing this fragrance, because those are the vibes that I get whenever I wear this. And it's very seductive. I just, oh my God, every time I smell it, I feel like my head just starts to spin. It just smells so good. And the vanilla here is like a nice, sweet, creamy vanilla. I wouldn't describe this as a sexy type of scent, but it's giving a little bit of sexiness, okay? It has a little bit of sex appeal, but not over the top sexy. You know what I'm saying? Not just like not like that. Not like the red tobacco and some of the other ones that I've talked about. It's a very pretty feminine scent to me that comes off very sexy and seductive like for me, and I just absolutely love it. I think it is amazing. Oddly enough, I feel like Tribeca and Greenwich Village kind of have the same vibes, where Tribeca leans a little bit more on that Baccarat type of DNA, but this one goes more in a tropical vacation vibe. But I think it is very seductive, in all honesty. it is the type of fragrance where if someone smells you, they're not going to be able to stop sniffing you. One of my favorite Bond 9 fragrances of all times, yeah, is going to be Greenwich Village. Now we're getting into fragrances that are new to my collection, and this is Burn For You by 5 Scents. This fragrance has caused so much commotion. It causes so much commotion whenever I wear it. People don't know what they're smelling. You know what I'm saying? They don't know. But in this fragrance, you have Madagascar vanilla, you have cashmere musk, you also have a little clove in this fragrance as well, which gives the fragrance a like a smoky type of, you know, note here, which I think adds to that seduction, you know, feel. I think it's a really beautiful scent. Every time I wear it, I get compliments. Imagine, out of all the fragrances I have in my collection, and most of them I've spent a pretty penny on. Now this one is $65 from Sephora, okay, and it has gotten me more compliments than a lot of my expensive fragrances. I'm just saying. That just goes to show you that you don't have to spend a lot on fragrances to smell amazing. Burn For You by 5 Scents. You can pick it up at any Sephora, $65, and it just smells absolutely beautiful. The Madagascar vanilla is one of my favorite vanillas next to bourbon vanilla. I think it is like one of the sweetest. It's not boozy. It's more of a very sweet, intoxicating vanilla. Not necessarily boozy, but it is one of my favorite vanillic notes in perfume. I'm telling you, you can't beat it. For $65, this is amazing. Oh, y'all know I was gonna pull her out. I ain't gonna talk about her for too long, but she is a beauty. This is Birth of Venus by Argos, and I absolutely love this fragrance. One thing I do want to warn you guys, if you have this fragrance, make sure you don't spray this on white clothes, because the juice comes off like a burnt orange, reddish type of color, and it may stain your clothes. So don't spray your body first and then put your clothes on, okay? But Birth of Venus is amazing. It is a warm, sweet, boozy type of fragrance with a lot of notes. This is jam-packed. There's tuberose here, there is raspberry, there's chocolate, I believe there's sandalwood here. There is, I want to say, a liqueur note in here. It could be rum, it could be cognac. It's some type of boozy note in here, and it's just absolutely delicious. It is just decadent, very feminine in my opinion, very uber over the top, sexy. This fragrance is just all the things. It is just simply gorgeous. When I first got it, I could not put it down. I had to spray this every single day. I just couldn't get enough of this fragrance. It had me in a hold. Baby, she's sexy. Y'all know how I feel about her. I ain't gonna talk about her for too long because y'all know how I can be. But I'm just trying to look. I got a code down below. It comes in 2 different sizes. If you want to save some money, use my code. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say she's a safe blind buy. But just think about it. If you don't like chocolate and fragrances, and some people don't like chocolate. The chocolate is not very prominent, but it is here. I would say this is a safe blind buy. I'm not even gonna lie. I would. If you and I have similar tastes in fragrances, then I think this would be a safe blind buy for you. But she is absolutely gorgeous, sexy. She's just everything, okay? Birth of Venus from Argos. Supernova by Andrea Mack. Oh, I love this fragrance. Ooh, if you are a lover of oud, you will enjoy this fragrance. In here, there's oud, of course. There is lavender. I want to say there's some nutmeg or something spicy in the top, but it's a soft spice. You get that beautiful oud as it dries down. There's also leather here. I know those notes are coming off like extreme notes, oud and leather, like, wait a minute. But I'm telling you, it is very soft in here, very well done. It has a, I feel like it has a little bit of a powdery dry down. It's really hard for me to explain this fragrance. This fragrance is supposed to mimic like stars in the sky or some type, but I don't know. It is very hard for me to put in words how this fragrance makes me feel. It makes me feel very sexy, very empowered. I just feel like the baddest when I wear this fragrance. It does lean a bit masculine in my opinion, but when I wear it and people look at me, they see I'm very feminine, and they're smelling Supernova and they're just like confusion, okay? There's confusion in their eyes because they're like, what do you have on? You know, it's like, you smell so good. But it's coming off a little masculine. I'm like, I know. I think that's from the oud and leather. But when I wear this, people are very much confused. They're just like, I feel like they want to say something, but they just really don't know what to say. You know, but I love this fragrance. It's just absolutely gorgeous. One of the softest ouds ever. It has a bit of a solar type of feel to it. And when I say solar, like your skin in the sun type of feel, with oud and leather, a little bit of lavender, which gives it some sweetness. Chef's kiss. This is just my favorite fragrance from Andrea Mack at the moment. I do like some of her other fragrances like Coven and some other ones I can't think of, but right now Supernova it just has my heart. I think it is very unique and different. Maybe you have a very eclectic type of style about you and you like oud and leather, I think you will enjoy this. Smells like I need to be in the episode of The Matrix. Y'all know when they was wearing all that leather in The Matrix? That's what this reminds me of. I need like that. It's just a really gorgeous scent. Very extremely sexy, y'all. Extremely sexy. I love this one. And this one is an extrait de parfum, so it lasts for eternity. Baby, last but not least is Lust Oud de Lis by Chris Collins. Y'all, I've been sitting with this fragrance now for about 4 days, 3 or 4 days. Here we have dark chocolate, hazelnut, walnut. In the middle we have orris root, cypriol oil. What else is in here? Benzoin. Okay, in the base we have some oud, sandalwood, and some musk. Y'all, this is just amazing. Let me just spray a little bit on. I sprayed a little bit on earlier. Oh my goodness. Now I did smell this back in October when I went to the night, was it a night in Harlem with him and Keitra? I did get a whiff of this back then, but it was on paper. I've been doing this long enough to know that spraying it on paper is not the same. It is not the same. Once you get it on your skin, it's going to give you a totally different feel. And that's what happened. I got this, like I said, a couple of days ago. I put it on my skin, and honey, ooh, I lost my mind. Immediately, I get that beautiful dark chocolate. It is a creamy, it has a creaminess to it, mixed in with the hazelnut and the walnut. So this is coming off a little nutty, along with that orris. Is in the dry down is where I pick up the orris, and it turns powdery. It has a cosmetic smell, mostly a lipstick smell is what I'm picking up from this fragrance. I get the sandalwood, I get the musk. That benzoin is giving this fragrance a very vanillic type of feel. You are like, what is benzoin? It's a resin that comes off smelling like a very extreme vanillic type of smell. That is what I get here. In all honesty, I don't pick up the oud that much in this fragrance. If anything, it's giving off a little bit of a woody smell. I think the oud is something that you should not really be concerned with. If you're not a lover of oud, I don't think you should be concerned with the oud. For me, I feel like the oud is just rounding off the fragrance. It's giving all the other notes like a grounding. It's grounding all the other notes, right? Bringing it all together. That's what the oud does for me in this fragrance. It is not oud forward. The oud is definitely sitting in the backdrop, the background of this fragrance. Like, it's there, but it's not in the forefront, okay? Oh my God, but it is absolutely divine. It is intoxicating. It is sexy. It is sweet. It is yummy. It is delicious. It is just everything, everything. I could totally see myself pulling for this whenever. I don't need a reason. I don't need anywhere to go, a special occasion. I just don't. I can see myself wearing this wherever. To the movies, to dinner, hell, to Whole Foods, to Kroger, you know, somewhere elegant, a date night, a sleepover, you know what I'm saying, if you get my drift. But yeah, it's giving all the vibes. It is really giving all the vibes, and I absolutely love it. This fragrance gets a 10 out of 10 for me. It is the name is very befitting for this fragrance. It smells very seductive. I think it would actually smell great on a man too, if I'm being honest with you. If a man wore this, I think the ladies would absolutely go crazy, and vice versa. It's a very versatile scent, to be honest with you. It's just it's just gorgeous. Chris did the big one with this one. It's almost fighting for first place. African Rooibos is my absolute all-time favorite from the brand. Now that I have Lust, honey, I don't know. They're right there. They're neck and neck. I can't say which one I like more than the other at this point. But I'm really falling in love with Lust. I really am. It's just, oh, it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous scent, honey. Ooh, I love it. This is Lust by Chris Collins. You guys, so those were my top, was it 10? I've lost count. Those were my top 10 most seductive fragrances right now in my collection. The list could change in the next 6 months, okay? It really could. Comment down below if you have any of the fragrances that I mentioned in this video. Let me know what you think about them. What are your favorite most seductive fragrances? Let us know down below in the comment. Maybe it's something I need to put my nose on as well. So comment down below. If you're into fragrances, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on your notification bells. That way you will be notified each and every time I upload a video and you don't miss out. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button on your way out. I thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you're having a pleasant day and I hope you are smelling good doing it. I will see you in the next video. Mwah. Bye.